You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of Hungry HD. To my left, I have the incomparable.
It's Trell Maurice.
And you know we come together to form the Peace King podcast,
man.
where we talk about health, wealth, relationships,
Big three.
and whatever else we feel.
Yes,
like.
sir.
And on that note, let me say, Peace King.
Peace King. Hey, man. It's a lovely time to be alive, my G. You know what I mean? Woke up this morning. You know what I mean? Air in the lungs.
My fault.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta enjoy the small things in life, my G. And every time it's film day is a great day. You know what I'm saying? I wake up in the morning, I choose to have a wonderful day. The priorities are on point, the mental health is on point. You know what I mean? I got no complaints there, my G. How was your day? How's your week been, my guy?
Listen, very busy. You know what I mean? Holiday season. So, you know, Sweet Renaissance is getting very active. And for whatever reason, I don't know, people that don't even want to order for Thanksgiving, they just order in general, but they choose this time of year to order. So just all these last minute orders coming. So, you know, long story short, just hectic, trying to do a million things all at once. Still to stay true, you know what I'm saying? To all of the obligations and all of the, you know, the goals.
Yeah, that's good problems to have when it's busy, you know what I mean?
It's a fact.
Some people say booked and busy, you know what I mean? If you booked and busy, it's a great time to be alive. It's a lovely thing, you know what I mean? Swell them pockets up, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta do it.
Help them swell them stomachs up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I was talking earlier, it was funny. There was this question, actually, it was yesterday. It was a question like, what are some odd food combinations that you love? And it made me think about, you know, Thanksgiving, like, you know, as people giving up for it. And my favorite combination on one fork, undefeated, is greens, yams, sweet potatoes, and mac and cheese on one fork.
Gotta do it.
Bruh.
Do it.
Bruh, like, come on. Whoever made that happen, your boy. The yams mac green. I need to come up with a clever phrase for that. Yams mac green or something like that.
Throw a little cornbread in there too.
What kind of cornbread you be having, bro?
I don't see. It's different. You know what I'm saying? We start getting into, because I had this conversation came up one time on the live, and they was like hot water cornbread. I'm like, yo, fam.
I was searching
like,
for
what?
that.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I don't cornbread. Fam.
Cornbread.
Yeah,
the
I
one
don't
that be
know
tasting like
about.
cake though be hitting.
Hey, shout out to my guy Q, man. Chef Q Matisse, he's on the gram. Best cornbread I ever had in my life.
Word,
you know what I'm
word.
saying? Like, you know, that's family. You know what I'm saying? And his mac and cheese is fire too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that reminded me because his cornbread tastes like cake. So that's what made me.
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to all the cookers. Shout out to all the fellas that be throwing down in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we be getting it in too. And for all the ladies, you know what I mean, that's gearing up, even if you don't cook, all right, you better help out in the kitchen.
I'll do something.
You feel what I'm saying? You need to, I mean, at that time, you just bonding with your aunts, your aunties, your uncles.
Yeah.
Okay, not the uncles, I went a little too far there. But with the grandma, with the abuelos, abuelas, more so the abuelas, you know what I'm saying? But either way, I ain't trying to make it gender focused, but more times than not, the fellas be watching the football, the ladies be getting the food prepped and such. You know what I mean? It just feels good that time of year. I like this time of year, my G.
I think this year a little different though, because I think, you know, fellas, they always got football to occupy them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now, ladies, I got Peace King Pod. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Y'all on Thanksgiving.
Yes,
so gather all the ladies around one TV and y'all go Peace King Pod. And the fellas can watch the football. You know what
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
So, I ain't mad at that at all.
Yeah.
So look. We talked about, you know what I mean, are you taking, you know, a significant other? If you ain't in a relationship, you just in a situationship.
Right.
Do you bring the shorty or the dude you just started talking to for a little bit to Thanksgiving with the family?
Right.
You know what I mean? It could be a little odd, you know. And then there's times where you got an ex that was real close to the family still.
Yeah.
And then they may not have somewhere to go. Yeah. And you might feel bad. Do you invite them? But I want to know this, though. What if the ex got cool with the family and then the family invite the ex unbeknownst to you?
Yeah.
Is that a foul on the play? What do you do in those situations?
Yeah, you crossing the line, man. Crossing the line. Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, so the family got to get cursed out. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I be like, my deal would be on some like to the ex. Why would you accept the invitation?
Cause you know they want to feel a part of the program.
They
you
want
know
that
what I'm
old thing back.
saying? Right, you know what I mean? Got to keep one foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? Keep their presence felt.
Keep all the presents spelled out.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
man.
it's like you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it.
Yeah, the old thing back. All right, we got to go into a little bit of the hot topics, kind of the circling, right? I don't really like talking about people, but then it's just the funness of it all. So the old thing back, bruh, been seeing it a lot lately. I'm wondering if it's just a thing where the ladies or the fellas are just like, you know what? It was actually not that bad. I'm going back. So you got like Tony Braxton and Birdman get back. Then you seen,
I didn't even know that.
You seen JD and Janet at karaoke, and it
I
was
ain't
at
see that either.
karaoke with Nelly and Ashanti.
Yeah, I know about that.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I'm like, yo, what's up with all that? And then there's another one now I'm missing right now, but it's like all these popular couples that, were together a while ago, they've been seeing back on the scene.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's where the ladies like, yo, good dudes out here a bit more scarce. I had a good one.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure that I get that because he's still a hot commodity out here. And it kind of go back to what we was talking about in previous episodes. As the dudes get older, they just get more valuable now.
Right.
Showing the older, you might want to reevaluate who was bugging in the situation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you might have been in Queen's Quarters, you know what I'm saying? So you got to, check yourself at the end of the day. And I feel like, why not? I think that I'm a little more open to the idea of spinning the block than I used to be. 'Cause definitely, I've never done it before, you know what I'm saying? I always say that, and to this point, I just haven't. But I'm definitely a little more open-minded to it now, you know what I mean?
I mean, people grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could grow and learn from a situation, reflect back on your former self and be like, okay, maybe I could have handled this better. I could have handled that better. If I would have went through therapy or something like that, could have worked out. Some situations are a little bit too drastic and y'all bugging, especially when it comes to domestic violence and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. You know what
Point
I mean?
of no
But if it was,
return.
right, but if it was one of those things where it's like, y'all broke up on some dumbness, then maybe you could go back.
Yeah, I believe so. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, things change over time. People change. Sometimes the timing is just not right. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's another level, journey, hill to climb for whatever person. And like we always speak about, you were part of getting them there. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't meant for you all to be together at that time. So,
indeed. Reason, season, or lifetime, like John P. said, 23.
Right.
Come on, man, be like that. But there's one young lady that she said, bump a lifetime. This is always just a season. I mean, she is the most seasonal relationship person I've ever witnessed in my later days. I'm just saying. And maybe it's because she in the limelight. For y'all that don't know yet, we're talking about good old Lord Harv. All right? Like, you know what I mean? My man, damn son, I was like, damn, son. Another one bites the dust. Alexa, play Queen. You know what I mean? Don't really play it. Hold on. I had to make sure she wasn't actually gonna play it. But like, another one bites the dust. Like, sheesh. And maybe because she in the limelight, but it seemed like these cats not standing the test of time. And I wonder if her age has something to do with it, though, if she knows. So the question to me, as you give your 2 cents on it, is it one of those like, hey, you're dating, live your life freely, or live your dating life intentionally? You know what I mean? Like, before you die, that's my question that kind of sparks from it. But what is your stance on the young lady? And then with that question now.
I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's highly questionable. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, one, she's young. So many ladies, man. One, she's young, so it's like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really take it too serious. You can easily write it off as that. You know what I'm saying? And 2, yes, she is in the limelight, so the relationships that she's in is just more in your face. You're more aware than the average person. But even the average person, it could be a random female that I follow now, right? And I see her with a new boyfriend every year, posting on her page. in my mind, I'm be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Like,
that's facts though.
like, you don't want to take a moment to yourself, catch a breather, you know what I'm saying? Take some time in between a relationship.
Come on, man.
These are things we always talk about, right? Like, not wasting the singleness, focusing on yourself, learning something from the relationship, taking a moment. But for her, again, that's why I bring it back to age, because for her, she might even not be in that phase where she even cares like that much. I guess, I don't know.
Like it's a trophy.
Well, right, but that's how it comes across.
It comes across like you just want to build your catalog. Like, is there an end goal? There might be an end goal we don't even know about. It might be a movie, the memoirs. She trying to be the present day Marilyn Monroe. I don't even say Marilyn Monroe was out there like that, but someone that was like sought after, and a lot of men of a certain status was gawking over. You know what I mean? Like the shorty, I was like looking up. I was curious. I'm like, hold on, who did she date? Like, jeez. You know what I mean? Like, I knew the Future thing was a joke. Then I knew the Michael B. Jordan, and he was seemed crushing. Now this one, I'm like, why don't you just keep your stuff secret?
Yeah, but I mean,
like, why be in the limelight of everything like that? But I don't know. I feel like that there may be an end goal. She got like she's like a trophy complex to it. To me, I don't believe it. Like, she get in a relationship and be like,
I mean, at this point, I feel like everybody's kind of jaded with it, and like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear about it anymore. But somebody, I seen something, because somebody posted something earlier, and then people were making comments like about her having a certain standard, and it's like within a year, you know whether or not that's somebody you could be with. And so all these relationships have been like a year, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
2 years,
she realized, so she just keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? So
that's fair.
If that's the case, then I could respect that, because then it's like, all right, if she already knows exactly what she wants, did the work, she know what she going after.
At least she's starting early.
Right, that part. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it depends on how you're looking at it in a perspective of it. Yeah. I guess those are the parts that we don't know. So that's why it's left for us to speculate. But
that's true. Maybe I could reevaluate a little bit, because there's some of these women out here that's they get more than one in a year. You know what I'm saying? They get a few in a year. You know, so I really can't hold it. I can't. Get out of too much though.
Rotation.
But, yeah. Definitely minister, and then men do the same things sometimes, and we ain't on Front Street more times than not, man.
Right.
But yeah, man. Hey, relationships are tricky. They're interesting at the same time, man.
Absolutely.
And it is what it is. And she's a beautiful woman, and the dude's still going to try to get at her.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I mean, listen. I mean, not to drag the topic out, but that's the other side of it too, right? Like, why are we talking about her so much? They keep pulling up, you know what I'm saying?
Keep pulling up.
They keep engaging, you know what I'm saying? Like, you knew Michael B. Jordan and her just broke up Tuesday. And y'all was together Friday, fam. So like that, you made that choice, fam. You know what I'm saying? Michael B. Jordan, you knew. And you pulled up. So it was like,
I bet her DMs are crazy right
listen,
now.
yeah. So I was like, yo, y'all making that choice, man. It is what it is. Clearly, they comfortable with it. They outside with it. So, I mean, who am I to judge or care about how they moving? You know what I mean? Do what you do. Whatever makes you right. Like what you like and don't apologize for it.
Come on,
and clearly, they like Lori Harvey.
We in the game.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that quote right there.
Yeah, talk about
coming
it.
out soon. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's a Trell quote. Yo, hey. But is it all about the look though? We know she's fly and the cats is gonna come in, but can you be attracted to a woman? And the ladies, y'all tell us, you know what I mean, in the comments and such. Is it your belief that you could be attracted to someone and it's not just on looks? And then is that possible just only over time, or can that happen in initial conversation?
I think it's definitely over time. Like,
I was about to say, when I first posted, I was like, I might have to like warm up to the ogre.
The ogre. I'm never ready for the ogre.
I ain't going to be attracted to Fiona off rip. You feel what I'm saying?
Ogre.
Like, I'm gonna have to grow into that one. All right, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
Nah. I mean, it's definitely. That gotta be overtime, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's rare, but it can happen. That somebody's energy and aura is so crazy, so powerful, so heightened, intense, that just first encounter, like you get a vibe, you get a feeling. It's like, all right, let's roll with this. Let's see where this go. But I feel like that's more rare. And so, typically it definitely gonna be some time. That's why I feel like usually those type of situations are the situations where it's like, y'all work together, y'all went to school together, you know what I'm saying? Or your friend knew her friend or something, you know what I'm saying? Like you met through friends or something, so you was around each other a lot, and it just over time, it just kind of grew and built to that. But I do feel like there's something to that. But I want to hear what you guys say too, and then I'll make that point.
No, big facts. I think, being a man specifically, it's like, oh man, this woman, she could hear my vision, my goals, and she's not just listening, she's giving me valuable suggestions and recommendations, and she's able to pitch it and talk to me, not in a condescending way, but as if she truly believes it, just wants me to get better and better. Right. And whether I take her advice or not, she's still respecting the game and she's still supporting. That right there is like, that's a next level of just support and speaking life into a man when you're just straight up, hey, I see your vision, I see your goal, I'm in here to support you, I believe in you, what can I do to help? Have you thought about this? I think this will be great. And it's like, oh, like this somebody, you talking about helpmate. That is the ascent, that is a definition of a helpmate in which we be searching for what we desire, what we want. And then you couple that with respect, you couple that with dependability, you couple that with, you know what I'm saying? You start looking at, when you have those, you start looking at things that you like. And even if, like physically, because we're so, it's like, this is a poor example, y'all, don't at me, but it's like, have you ever been in a club and you drinking?
Prepare myself.
You drinking. And they say the beer goggles. You heard the beer goggles?
Right.
To the point where with the beer goggles on, you overall sober, you may not be attracted to this person, but you start zoning in on the things that you actually like.
Right.
And then that person becomes attractive to you because you're focused on the things that you like.
Yeah.
So over time, she may not be full on attracted to you, but now you're sober, but you're still focused on the things you like everything that I mentioned. So then they become more attractive.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. We in here, man.
Listen, it's like, well, what I was going to say, previously was when you building with somebody like that and you, for the long haul in a committed relationship, it take a lot more than looks anyway, right? Like, so
that's big facts.
The personality, the connection, the chemistry is really what carries the relationship and what solidifies it. And so it's important, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something, if you can build it upon that, right? And you can tap in that way and I guess put your shallowness, if you want to say, to the side, it could be beneficial, you know what I'm saying? But also, like, to your point, when you talk about like a helpmate and somebody that's there for you, a lot of times when we think about somebody being a good person, because just like looks are not enough. Sometimes like just being a good person is not enough. Like being a good person ain't good enough. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's like,
gotta have balance.
Right. We get caught up in that a lot too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but they such a good person. And so we stick around. Or so like, but we miscalculated. And it's like, nah, man, that's not it either.
I'm not trying to submit it to Mother Teresa. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here?
Like chemistry and vibe.
Yeah,
I feel like, and the reason I bring it up, because chemistry and vibe, I think people confuse with it's a good person. Oh, he's a good dude. She's a good woman. That's not really, that don't mean that the character and personality truly aligns with yours, right?
Yeah, I think we just shallow beings, really. That's what it boiled down to. We all got a bit of shallow in us, because if that was the case, most of the women out here would be with the dude that's in the friend zone.
Right.
Because the dude is there for her whenever. He listens to her. He'll pull up whenever. He'll cash app her bread whenever she need it.
Yeah.
Like, this dude will do anything for her. He in the friend zone. He awaiting, like a chump. But, if that was the case, they would be with him. But they not with him because they likely not attracted to. It's a shallow game. But I don't want to give too much away, because And that's an indefinite friend zone. When the dude, when there's like there's no real chance. But what I'm getting at is, I think that a certain level of attraction is necessary, but that attraction could come over time. I would say that attraction can come over time in other ways.
To your point,
but
though,
you gotta be mature. I would say this: if you're a mature person, that attraction can come, because you got to be aware of that person is good for you. And I think once you're aware that the person is good for you, that's when the attraction will come. People be blind to it, I think.
I mean, that part, that's valid, but I also think like your chemistry and your personality and your confidence has to be, not necessarily immaculate, but it got to, be, on par. So it's like, because those things, like you were alluding to earlier, can make you attractive, right? Like, so you start looking at the person differently, like you said, noticing certain things that you like about them. So listen, there's plenty of people we all know and see out here every day that might necessarily be a 10 altogether, or a 9, or however you want to say it, but they might be up, I don't know, let's go 7. You know what I'm saying? Even we go 6, I don't know, 6 and 7.
Let's go with 6.
But let's go 6. All right, because 7 is high. All right. Let's go 6.
Yeah.
But they got like, it's whatever they got, it's personality, or they got a sense of style, they swag, or their energy. It make them like a strong 8. You know what I'm saying? Because they, you know what I mean? Like the way they move. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
so
like the way you move. Hey,
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I used to say, like, the more unattractive a person was, the more talented they need to be. They got to have a special skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a shorty or Olga, she got to, like, go to the lake, grab a fish by her hand, you know what I'm saying? Throw it in a pan, fry that thing up, sauce that thing up, you know what I'm saying? And feed me with a fork, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she like Fiona need to do that. I'm sorry. She need to be able to give me a foot massage and a tape up. She need to give me some trim and a trim. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it just be like that sometimes, you know what I mean? And even on the fellas, like, yo, if you Chef Boyardee status, you better be Chef Boyardee. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Well, yeah.
You gotta have a talent. It's about balance.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And then the other half of it, the other side, it may not be fair, but that's when you get the pretty privilege and the handsome handout.
Right.
The genetic advantages is what I call it. I call it the GAs.
Yeah.
Be like that, man.
Work on yourself, work on your personality, work on your confidence, work on all of those things, because I for the most part, I feel like a lot of people would agree that they rather be with like a fire, like dope, cool ass 6, 7 than a corny ass 10 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Like a lame 9, like it knock you down. Knock that 9 down a couple pegs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't care. Like, you could look good, like, but if we ain't got no vibe, no chemistry, you corny as shit, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no sense of humor. Yeah, like I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't grow and build with that forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or be around that for too long at the end of the day. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like working on your personality will behoove you. You know what I'm saying?
Just send that 9.
I guess you
send that lame 9 over to me.
Nah, I would. No doubt, no problem.
I know what to do with the lame 9.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying? And that might be the season. That might be she might be my season one.
Yeah.
That's just
I'm talking long term. Season,
long-term,
I don't care
that.
what.
I feel that. No. I would definitely take a vibing 6 for the long term.
Yeah, for the long term.
Okay, I ain't gonna count. I would never ever be with a 6. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
Listen,
Every time I come
you.
downstairs, she and the kid, I'm man. Unless her body was crazy. Is that possible? 6 in the face.
Very possible.
Body of 9, tizzy.
What do you mean? You been outside? I don't think out here.
We might be able to work.
Everywhere.
Call me Shallow Trell today. I don't know what is going on here. I'm feeling a little judgmental. It just be like that. I don't know. But I if you look at my history, I can't help it. you know what I mean, like what you like, it don't pop
Right,
type of thing.
right.
But I like a good blend, and that's why I work hard. That's why I do good in the world, because I feel like the more good that I do, the more that I'm a good person.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
I don't only
You know what I'm saying?
positive vibes, good vibes. If I put
No,
that out
no,
in the
no,
atmosphere,
yeah.
I should
Okay.
get. Man, I deserve a bad joint. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like I've done enough humanitarian work in this earth.
All right, but see,
I
that's
done volunteered at enough orphanages. I done mentored enough bad behind kids, my G. I served the nation. I deserve a bad joint. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo,
right.
Lord.
Yeah, man, listen.
Send me a bag.
Not to
I
argue with the man
want it
logic.
all. Give me the 8. That's a vibe that we can laugh together. We could cry together. We could grow together. We could play spades. That's my partner. That's my space partner. And we talking smack. And we high fiving.
That's
feel
a
what I'm saying?
10.
Like, yo, that is basically.
That's a 10.
You give me that. Give me that. We can play bones. And if she don't know how to play, she willing to learn. We can play Uno. We can vibe, watch Peace King Pod back with the whole Vibe, and we playing Uno, going hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's the vibe. We could go to the park with the little kiddos and we vibing. We having a good time. Life is good.
Right.
Because that's the ride or die. Yeah. I needs that, but I do need her to be at least an 8 or something like that. Maybe a strong 7 too. I don't know, but we in here, man. Hey, it just be like that, dog. It just be like that. I don't know. I ain't saying, but we gonna get it. It's Peace King Pod. We don't have these issues over here. We doing this for all of y'all out here. You know what I'm saying? I think we select well in this world. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It might be about that time. It might.
Let's talk about it.
Hey, man, y'all know what time it is, man. It's one of 2 of the fly segments we got over here. Hold on. Hold on. Where we at? Let's see. All right, bet. I got 2 phones, one for the
plug.
I don't even know what is,
one for the plug and one for the love.
One for the plug and one for the love. That's how I go. Yeah. I don't know. Hey man, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to Kevin Gates.
Shout out to Kevin Gates. Nah, that's a wild boy.
Very wild.
Kevin Gates is a wild boy.
He'd be a dope guest too.
He would be. Yo, special guest episode coming out soon, by the way. Y'all be on the lookout for that. King's Corner, all right, a.k.a. Yabaggin. All right, we in here.
I was drinking my drink while you was I missed it, you know what I'm saying? I missed it, you know what I mean? That's the first time ever, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always on point, but your timing was just, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have your antennas
I had to hit
up,
it with the price is wrong real quick. Yo, hey, man. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, we're going to the DMs right now. Got this video. Brother sent me. I wholeheartedly. We're going to just check this out together. So y'all going to listen to. It's coming from Mav Hoffa's podcast. What was the name of that?
My Expert Opinion.
My Expert Opinion. Appreciate that. Like, yo, so this is the King's Corner, a.k.a. Yabaggin. We in the game, coach. All right, I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to read the caption beforehand. It says, man says... The man is a verb. Shout out to Battle Rap.
A-verb and,
you know what I mean?
Math.
And Mav Hoff. Man says men bodies aren't meant to love women. They're meant to F women, to smash women, to have sex with women. It's easy to have sex with 3 girls back to back, but it's hard to have sex with your girl 3 times in a row. That's a wild notion. This is your bugger segment, but we're gonna listen to him. Let's hear him. Let's hear him out.
Still, I told a girl the other day, our bodies don't even tell us to love y'all. It tells us to fuck y'all. Like it does. Like I said this. It's easy to fuck 3 girls back to back. It's hard to fuck your girl 3 times in a row, right behind each other. Like think about that. Like if you really think about that, right? 3 girls walking in back to back, you up and ready each time. It don't matter. Your girl back, like trying to hit her 3 times in a row, your dick gonna tell you, nah, man, we don't want this. In most cases. Like our bodies tell us to go and get somebody else. Yeah. That's why 30 men can populate the whole planet. It's running through our bodies. It's like saying, our brains don't say, fall in love. It's like her and I'm get some of that kind, and then I'm try this. You know what I'm saying, don't it? Like, but they don't know that our bodies say this shit,
Instinctually.
Yeah, our bodies is still. I told a girl the other day, our bodies
Let's
don't
listen
even
to it back
tell us
one more
to love
time.
y'all. Tell
Our
us
bodies don't tell us to love us.
like it does. Like I said this, it's easy to f- 3 girls back to back. It's hard to f- your girl 3 times in a row.
It's hard. It's easy to smash 3 girls in a row. The 3 different women.
3 different women.
Because your body is going to be aroused each time.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right.
That's interesting. Yeah, we ice over here. We ice. Just the joint. Yeah, appreciate that. Man, shout out to the live studio audience,
Shout
man.
them
Shout
out.
out to the help right
Shout
here.
them
We
out.
in the game, coach. You know what I'm saying? What you sipping on tonight, bro? You sipping on that right there?
Yeah.
All right, bet. You know, we got the drinks being made. We getting fancy over here in the
Talk
Peace
about
King podcast. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Moving on
we
up.
moving on up in the game. Nah, just that right there. Bet we in there. All right, so look. What are your thoughts? I don't know. I mean, I get my thoughts. You want to go first? Go.
Go ahead, you can go.
There's merit. Okay, so hold on, I almost forgot what segment we on. We are
King's
on your
Corner.
bugging. We are on your bugging.
But I mean,
so
you know,
I do
if
need
you-
to see if I need to see if the dude bugging or not.
Right, you
All
know, we'll see. Let's talk it through. Talk through it. Let's
Yeah.
figure it out.
All right, so I think there's some merit to that. Obviously, it's a mental thing for men out there.
Thank you.
Getting aroused and you're ready, just like a woman. Sometimes I think it's a lot mental when it comes to sex
Facts.
and being stimulated. And once you're mentally stimulated and you're getting in the mode, yes, the blood flow is going to happen. For the men, the blood flow, that's what gives the man an erection. And then, of course, the water flow gets the woman, you know what I mean, lubricated, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for that time. So for a man, yes, it's the mental of I got 3 different ones, and that being a thing that people know is almost like a fantasy.
Right.
So you're going to be aroused. So
Right.
yes, your body is saying, I'm willing to do that. Now, if you have your lady, you can be normalized to your lady no matter how good that she is. But
Facts.
and going for that 3rd time may be a bit tougher to get easily aroused for some men versus if it was the 3rd different type of a joint, because you're thinking about it, you're getting yourself there because it's a 3rd woman type of thing. So there's merit to that, merit to what he's saying. But he said love, and that's where I say you're bugging. Our bodies are not meant to love a woman. Nah, bruh. Now, and let me make sure I got that right now. Let me make sure I got that right. He did say, yeah, aren't meant to love women. So I think love is way more than sex. So in my opinion, he's bugging by saying our bodies are not meant to love, because our mind is a part of the body unless he's differentiating. You know what I mean? But I feel like that our bodies can desire, you know, a hug. Our bodies can desire just a human contact that has nothing to do with intercourse. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think and then especially when you talk about physical touch being a primary love language for a good amount of men, that physical touch isn't always intercourse. So that's why I would respectfully disagree. And I'll say you're bugging a little bit to say that we're not meant to love. Our bodies are not meant to love women. They're meant to smash women, and using the only evidence because you'll get aroused smashing 3 different types of women versus your same girl. In my opinion, you're bugging. I think the science may be there for you as far as the arousal part, but the love piece of it, I think there's way more layers to that cake there when it comes to love than just getting aroused. All right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. And again, like I said, I mean, like you said, I'll agree with the fact of, you can't totally throw away everything he said. Just as a man, I know women might see it and be like, but as a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that women not gonna be able to relate to. You guys are just not gonna understand.
Right.
You're just not us,
Big
right?
facts.
And vice versa. Certain things we ain't gonna be able to understand with y'all, how y'all operate. So, like, I do agree to the fact of the, I guess, just the primal, you know what I'm saying, innate desire to want to engage or just be physically attracted or conquer or whatever word you want to use, right? So I agree with that aspect of it, but where it gets shaky is, one, like you said,
It's a little shaky.
it gets shaky. You know what I'm saying? Like, the argument factor of the reason why he based it on, right? Like the 3 women, blah, blah, blah. Because for one, you might get aroused, right, and be ready for the 3 women, but your energy not gonna be the same for all 3 women. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen. All right, let me clarify, because I know a lot of you, a lot of you. I'm trying to use a good word. A lot of, because those are 2 words I'm about to use. I have to skip over, filter both of them out because they was about to be reckless. A lot of you dudes, it's a honey pack. It's a rhino pill. It's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some other shit from nigga around the corner.
Now that's your bucket.
Right. So we talk about au natural, like, you know, no GMO. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going in 3 different women. I don't care how they look, how excited you are. Your energy ain't gonna be the same for all 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know pretty much after like the second nut, you just out here pumping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's for her.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
At that time,
it's for S and G's at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
indeed.
so, you know what I mean? Even with a 3rd woman, it is what it is. And then, like, your energy level, it just ain't the same. So that's where it gets a little shaky too. And at the same time, it's just very surface level. Because like you said, yeah, you be attracted to these women. But when you talk about loving somebody long term, that's a different subject. And then he started off with body, but then he said our brain, right? So now you like mixing in a different aspect, and that's where he lost me too. Yeah, because it's like, all right, because I can agree with you on our body tells us you lusty. Everybody, I think initially probably is a little lusty. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, she could get it. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Huh?
That might be a new term.
Nah. I heard that before.
I've never heard that one. That's a new one for me. You're a little lusty right now. That's like thirsty, but you're lusty.
Right.
I like
you know
that.
what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you get with somebody, and that's the initial feeling, right? So, but after you spend some time and you build, then it's like, oh, like, I really rock with this person. I mean, coming off the, you know, what we just spoke about earlier, with attraction and physical and personality, right? So you tap into the physical first, and then, like, you build from there with the chemistry and the personality, so on and so forth. And so at that point, what are we talking about? Because it's like, is your body still telling you not to be with this person? Your body only telling you to smash them and get rid of them? And I guess now is it your mind telling you, or your heart, that I should be with them? And so now is it like a fight against the two? I don't understand that part of it. So it's like, that part is where I feel like he lost me, and definitely we could say he bugging on that part.
Yeah, you bugging that, my G.
Yeah.
And so we just go unanimous. You're bugging that, Verb. Still, salute to you. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, salute to Verb, one of the illest.
Yeah, you know what I mean, in the battle rap for a minute. But it just makes me think, you know, I feel like there's a lot of men out here who haven't been in love. Don't know, and might even be confused when they are or what it feels like, and have no clue. And I think that's where we be getting a good amount of your buggers when it relates to relationships.
That's a fact.
It's crazy, man.
I mean, just take it a little step further. I feel like I need to say that. I feel like a lot of men in general, like, don't understand a lot about themselves overall, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to emotions. And, you know, just that whole journey, right? Like, tapping into who they are, being self-aware, introspective. And so, like, again, we brought it up a lot of times. We'll keep talking about it because it's something that needs to be highlighted. But therapy is a dope thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, take your time to yourself to just figure yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a dope thing. Like,
that's that emotional intelligence we be speaking
right,
about.
exactly. That part. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that we need to work on and develop more as men, because then I feel like, you know, you more aware, then you don't make some of these type of snap judgments or move under the same premise
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That because that's been a thing that we've heard forever, right? Like men just want to smash, or they just want to conquer, and they can't help themselves. Which again, like I said, I'm not saying that that's totally wrong. I feel like part of that it has, like you said, some merit to it, but that can't be the end all be all.
Ask yourself why. Why do I feel this way?
Right.
And being emotionally intelligent isn't just about learning the other person and being there for the other person's emotions and understanding why they feel a certain way and being empathetic to them and listening to them. It's about your own self as well. And being aware first of your own emotions and why am I doing certain things? Why do I think this way? You know what I mean? And then managing your own emotion as well. You know what I mean? There's so many layers to that.
Do you agree? One thing I've started to realize is the more you know yourself, the more you actually know other people. And the easier it is to spot like what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we all different. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
We all unique. I feel like people go too far with this shit sometimes, but yes, we are. One of the reasons why I'm able to I feel like I gel with people kind of quickly, and they're like, "Oh, how you know this about me? How you know?" Because I just move under the premise that we're all unique, but they're only but so many different types of people. They're a type, and you fit under a type. And there's some things that make you different from the rest in that type, but you're a type. So once I kind of feel what your type is and where you going, I kind of know what this is about. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, when you have that coupled with the fact that you've been through things, you've done some work, it's like when you start to see people move a certain way, do certain things, you recognize it instantly because you remember when you were doing those things. You remember when you were in those spaces and how you felt. So it's like, you know the type of time that's coming with whoever you're dealing with. So that's why that type of stuff is important too.
Big facts. Yeah, man. Hey, man, we in here, bro. We dropping the gems. We dropping the knowledge. Y'all know what time it is, man. We didn't refill. We appreciate that, but we about to refill again. You feel what I'm saying? I need another one. King's Corner. Y'all know what it is. It's another episode, Peace King Pod, man. We ain't going nowhere. It's just a break or whatever. Refresh yourself.
Y'all know how we do.
Get y'all stuff together again, and we're gonna come right back, man. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Trell Maurice
Hungry HD.
Hey, man, it's Peace King Pod. We out.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King Podcast.
Stay hungry, because name one person at the top who hasn't. Our designs are catered toward the ambitious, created to inspire those who strive to maximize their potential in everything they do. We make pieces simple enough to be worn with a number of outfit options, but flashy enough to still turn heads and make a statement. At Stay Hungry Cloth, you can expect high-quality materials made to live through many wears and proper wash cycles, with a fit that is fashionable but comfortable. Most of our styles are unisex, but we also have pieces just for you ladies. No matter if you're a sneakerhead, fitness addict who likes to be fly, or someone who just loves a dope t-shirt with a message, we got you covered. Members of the Peace Kingdom, we have an exclusive offer just for you. Visit stayhungrycloth.com and enjoy 15% off your first order with the code PKP15 used at checkout. That's PKP15 for 15% off your first order at stayhungrycloth.com. Stay Hungry Cloth. Ambition is a lifestyle.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King Podcast.
We are back.
Yes, sir.
I mean, by now,
Come on, man.
I really hope you know the protocol. But it might be your first time watching, right? So let me just run it down for you real quick. Subscribe to @PeaceKingPod.
Do that.
On YouTube. You watching this video right now. It's real easy. Just hit the subscribe button.
Do it.
Nothing to it. Follow @PeaceKingPod.
Do that.
On the gram. Whatever your favorite audio streaming platform is for the pod, follow us on that platform.
We everywhere.
Our number one is Apple right now, so
Yes,
I know
sir.
most of y'all listen on Apple, so follow us on Apple. If you're on Spotify, follow us on Spotify.
Do that.
And follow us @PeaceKingPod on the gram.
Indeed.
So you can tap in a little closer with us, have a conversation.
Come on, man.
Let us know what topics you want us to talk about. expound on different topics we already talked about.
Let's do
You
it.
understand what I'm saying? So
That's all.
all that is what you should be doing.
Hey, man, take heed to what my brother's saying, man. Just do it. Make your life a little bit more abundantly fly,
That's a
okay?
fact.
You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
fact.
That's just what you got to do. We got the topics on topics. The first half was lit. We about to keep it rolling. You know what it is, man.
Right.
Hey, man, I keep my ears to the streets there, my G.
Let's talk
You know
about
what I mean? And you know, we talk about the health, the wealth, the relationship, the big three, as we commonly call it. You know what I
Right.
mean? But mental health. I like when us men, when we setting the tone, my G.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? My man Jeezy. You know what I mean? Shout out to the snowman. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Snow.
I think he put the snow to the side. You know what I mean?
Nah,
He
I
on the
mean,
straight and narrow.
Big Snow, what we call ourselves nowadays. So, you know what I mean? Listen, it's
I don't
what
know
it
nothing
is.
about that. You know
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
The only
Talk
snow
about
I
it.
know falls from the sky, freezes halfway down. Yeah, that's all I know. But hey, he's keeping it real. You know what I mean? He's keeping it real.
As he
He
should.
went through a divorce. I definitely know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? And the differences. And shout out to him for not airing her out crazy. He don't talk wild about her, which men gotta do. Hey man, you gotta act. Don't talk wild about her. Don't be dragging her name, especially you got a child together. The flyest thing you could do for your child is respect their mother. You know what I mean? So like, yo, I'm gonna give him kudos. We gotta give my man GC an applause for that.
I hate.
But, hey,
Hold on,
let's get
don't
back.
lose your thought. I hate to be this guy, but I'm gonna be this guy for
Here
a
you go.
second. Listen, because I know. Listen, I understand as men, it's not masculine thing to do to move like that. But I would also challenge and encourage the women to stop doing this shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop airing out your dirty laundry. Stop talking about your baby father on social media. Stop dragging your ex. Like, it's no good for nobody. So you can also stand in that same lane and do the same thing.
Nah,
My
big
fault. I didn't
facts.
mean to cut you
No,
off.
you good. You good. Hey man, I got a quote that say like, yo, when being a bigger person gets tiring, continue to be the bigger person. Hey man, just be like that. You know what I'm saying? That was the quote of the day today. Hey, the book coming out soon. Hey, but the thing that I liked about Jeezy is like, yo, he said a statement, and it might be a bar. It's making its rounds right now. So by the time y'all watch this, y'all gonna see a lot of reactions likely. But he made a statement, bruh. He said, real men don't cheat.
Yeah,
That was the end of the statement right
Now,
there.
that's a song on the album. The song is actually fire, too.
Oh,
I
he
fuck
got
with
that's
that
a song on the album?
Yeah, the album just dropped Friday. I was listening to it on
wow, I
my
didn't
ride
know that.
on the way back. I
Okay.
listened to it, yeah. The song is dope, too. It's a dope song.
So since you listen to the song, you got a little bit more elaboration. I need to go and check out the full interview with Nia Long in the church-thon with the lights on. Sheesh.
He had an interview with Nia?
Yes.
That's crazy. He said a line about Nia on there, like, yo, if I come across Nia again, he going at her. So that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yo!
I didn't even know that.
Shout out to
Jesus.
bringing it to fruition. hey, you know what's wild is he said women don't cheat, and you know that her last dude cheated on her. The Boston
Oh, I
Celtics
didn't
head
know
coach.
that. Oh, him. I'm bugging. I'm thinking about two different. I'm thinking about
The
Megan
Boston
Good.
Celtics
Megan
head
Good
coach
and
joint.
homie. No, you're right. Yeah. I knew that.
He's playing the long game. That's a smart man right there.
Shout
But
out to
yo,
Jesus,
let's
man.
talk about that. Like, real men don't cheat. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can respect what he's saying on that song. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how you understand and know where some growth and maturity has happened, you know, in Jeezy's life. And that's just the stages, right? Like we go through. Well, hopefully you get to as an individual. There's an awakening, right? Like, so we spoke about mental health. We spoke about being aware, being self-aware. And so I feel like once you get to that space and understand what you need and don't need, you know what I'm saying, what you require in your life to make it work and not work, and set a standard and stick to that, then it's easier for you to recognize those things and weed through it, right? So, and then it becomes a place where this is either the place for me or it isn't. And if it's not the place for me, then I remove myself from it. And there's no need to do all of the other things that might come with that, like cheating.
Indeed.
But these are things that you need awareness and some reflection and some work to get to. Because as men, we spoke about several times, and I'm sure it's going to keep coming up. As men, we were groomed a certain way, especially in our era of a certain age. You were raised a certain way, and you was raised to move a certain way. And so emotional intelligence and awareness and being vulnerable and in touch with your feeling, all that wasn't an option. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
at all. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the men that are in our age bracket now, like, we're doing the work now. You know what I mean? So it's like, it takes time.
Indeed. It's going to take time. Yo, I'm gonna come at it from another angle. All right, real men don't cheat. Let me say this. I work in a profession where I think the married men actually get more respect, right? You know what I mean? It's almost like, oh, you're divorced, and I feel like that there's like you could stick it out, or if you cheat, there's some type of infidelity. You're not loyal to anything. But so I'm gonna come at it like men. I want to say men. We should be leaders, right? Leaders are paid to make decisions, choices, tough choices. And when you are in a situation where you need to go right or you need to go wrong, shorty orty fly as hell, she right here, the opportunity is presenting itself. Right. As a leader, you have a decision to make.
You do.
Are you going to indulge or are you going to abstain? Are you going to knock it down or are you going to have discipline? That's a leader decision right there. A lot going on. Real men who are leaders are not going to succumb to the temptation of the Nia Long and the cherry thong with the lights on. They're going to just admire it.
It's a lot of temptation. No, I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot.
But as a leader, you gotta, you can't succumb to the temptation, my G. You gotta just keep it moving. Hey, I appreciate, you know what I mean? I'm flattered, by the opportunity to knock it down. Take you a second. You might need a second.
Regroup.
And go home, my G.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go home. Go home to your lady, my guy. Because it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? The post-nut clarity. Afterwards, you're going to feel stupid.
It's a fact.
So real men understand this, and you're not going to cheat because I'm just going to enjoy this bit of time, and then afterwards I'm going to feel bad. Then I may ruin my household, and then that's going to have second or third order of effects that you ain't going to like. You know what I mean? So it behooves you to keep it in your pants. Pause. Discipline. Like, be a man, be a leader, man. Hey, you the one that made the decision. Don't put a ring on her. Don't get in a relationship if she ain't going to satisfy you wholeheartedly. You know what I mean?
That's
you decided it. And if she no longer satisfied you, just break it off.
Major key. And see, you segue right into where I was getting ready to go with it. So in that moment, if you find yourself in that moment, the pressure's on, the temperature's rising. Shout out to Mob D. Shout out to, I'm not going to say shout out to him. but
that's R. Kells?
That one too.
That is Kells.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Yeah, I mean, I just, I listen. He did his thing. He had his run. I don't want to get canceled already. I ain't had my run yet. Listen, so let me cook for a second.
Who man is this?
Yeah. Listen, so at the end of the day, like the pre to it is just like definitely recognizing early on and making that decision before you even get that deep. But now, all right, let's say you're already there. It's been done already. Like, that doesn't mean that all is lost. And so now if you're in that situation where you find yourself tempted and you're about to cheat, or possibility, the opportunity presents itself, put it like that. You took a step back, took a breath, you thought about it, you regroup, you got yourself out of there. But now what we do? Because now it can't just be like, I got out of there, I'm good. Because it ain't good. Like, let's now reassess our whole situation in our relationship. What am I not getting that made me susceptible to this? Like, what welcomed me and invited me to the space and made me comfortable feeling like this was okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so now maybe a situation don't need to be a situation no more. And that's another part too. And so now maybe we got to address that. And I feel like that's a lot of times, a part that we gloss over, in which puts us in a, eventually it's going to happen. Because it's only going to be so many times you're going to turn it down. If nothing's changing, nothing getting corrected, at some point, you're going to fall victim, fam. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So let's remove ourselves. Let's make the hard choice, hard decision.
Yeah.
Let's remove ourselves and let's get ourselves in a place where we need to be.
But for clarity, you're saying if you continue to put yourself in that situation, you could fall.
Sometimes you don't gotta put yourself in that situation. Like, sometimes that situation going listen, it's going to pop up on you. You know what I mean? Like, listen, one thing about your faith, it's gonna be tested. You know what I'm saying? Like on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you said you was about, you gotta stand on that. Stand on that shit 365, 24/7. And so you never know what's around that corner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you might have been minding your business.
Yeah.
Listen, we in a new day. We in a new day where she might shoot her shot. So you minding your business. Now she walk up on you. Now what you doing?
Sometimes
What's up?
you get the bear, sometimes the bear get you.
Right. I mean, but wherever it is.
Hey,
you at the house party, wherever you at. You could be innocent. You was coming in, you're innocent. I'm here to just have a good time with the homies. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But something else might transpire. Now, like, you on the clock now. Like,
yeah. We don't promote cheating. But if you do,
talk about it.
just make sure you use a B condom.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they are available. It's a black-owned condom brand.
It is a black-owned
They're
condom.
available at Walmart, Target, and CVS.
CVS.
Come on, man. Hey, so if you're gonna cheat, do it responsibly.
Do it responsibly.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
we're not condoning it, but don't take nothing back to your
you know
lady.
What I'm saying? That's a fact. And listen,
Or ladies, don't take nothing back to your dude.
when you go in a store, this right here is how it's gonna look. This is the 3-pack.
Talk to him.
That's how it's gonna look in that box right there. You know what I'm saying? Like nice holographic. You know what I'm saying?
Wall Measy.
You know what I mean?
Target.
Iridescent, if you will. Box. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like,
Listen.
so cheat responsibly. But we're not condoning cheating.
We not. You know
but here's another layer. It goes back to, I think it was like episode 3, where we talked about what are the top 3 reasons why men cheat.
Right.
And we said that, and you alluded to it right here when we talked about the opportunity. We hit on that. That was one of them, opportunity. Right. The other 2 was not feeling like your lady's not emotionally available or allowing you to, that space.
Right.
And then the third one being sexual dissatisfaction. And that comes with communication, I think, more times than not, because you chose to be with her. So clearly you were satisfied with it at a point. So maybe y'all just need to communicate and figure out why all of a sudden you're dissatisfied with the bedroom game. Come on, man, the bedroom boom. Man, we in here. I mean, that's a good segment. I like that. I like that. You know what I mean? But let's say, you know what I mean, I want to, another topic here, but it's interlinked here. Mm-hmm. Let's say that either person does step out on the union, whatever it looks like. Boyfriend, girlfriend, situationship, fiancés, marriage, whatever it looks like. Let's say one person steps out.
Okay.
It makes me think about that unconditional love. I don't know what song that is, but I felt like I wanted to make one up. You know what I mean? It felt like a singing moment. But unconditional love, my G. Is it real? Is it not?
That's a great question, man. Listen, I don't know if I've even figured that out yet for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there are times in my life where I thought it was, it turned out not to be. And so it's still, for me, it's up in the air. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've heard somebody say, like, I think as adults, like, there's always going to be condition. But I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know if I bought into that and fully agree with that yet. Yeah. Like, if you really rocking with somebody and that's your person, it don't even got to be relationship. I know we talking about relationship based, but on whatever level, it's supposed to be, or maybe it's not. I guess that's the problem. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I thought this is what I used to think, that it should be all out. You know what I mean? You all in, all out. Like, that's what it is. Like, you riding, like, to whatever for this person, and I don't expect anything, it's no, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have any prerequisites in order for you to get this energy from me. This is just, I fuck with you because I fuck with you for who you are. I love you. You know what I'm saying? This is how we rocking. So I'm going to show up as me every single time and give my full energy to that, because I felt like that's what you're supposed to do for people that you really rock with.
Okay. I could do that. Let me see, man. Love, unconditional love. I'm going to say that once I love a woman on that type of level, one, I love all human beings. Like, I just care for people in general. So I love you. Out there, you watch this, I love you. Now, when we're talking about, I wish I had an all one right there. You know what I mean? But, so, like, here's the deal. If it's on that type of time where I'm, like, in love with this woman, I truly, truly love her, like heavily.
Mm-hmm.
That love is it will be unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to love her.
Right.
Now, the relationship is conditional.
Okay.
That's conditional because you wilding out. I'm out of here. I'm gonna love myself more than be just staying in some situation that I'm being dragged crazily.
Absolutely.
Now I'm a weather some storms now. You know what I mean? But when I feel like them storms might take your boy out of here,
Yeah.
hey man, like come on man, put your mask on first before you help others. I'm gonna help myself. So the love may still be there. The love is unconditional. The relationship is conditional. You better come act accordingly, or it's a Reynolds wrap.
And I feel like the way you put it is that's valid. That's super valid. But even here's the thing that got me thinking too, because I guess like when you meet somebody and you build with them based upon certain things, right? Like however you meet a person, that's what you expect them to be. You know what I'm saying? And of course people are gonna change over time, I get it. But like we said before, a person's foundation and core doesn't really change but so much. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you expect, and that's what you expect to have. So once certain things start changing, if a person is not rocking with you or meeting your needs the same way, or you know what I mean, making you feel the way they used to make you feel, that's a condition, ain't it? Right? So I guess like if that starts changing, I guess you have the right to feel a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that doesn't mean that
don't mean you lost love.
Right,
that
about to say
love lost.
Right. That
just
part.
that the relationship is gone.
Right. And that's why,
unless we fix it. I love you enough to fix this. If it can't, I'm going to love you from a distance. That's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm going to let you. There's family members that's like,
You don't got to tell me.
I love you, but you could barely come over for Thanksgiving. I'm just saying. Like, yo, I'm going to have the valuables. I mean,
I'm going to tell you, like, shout out to the fam, man. I apologize. You know I just got to keep it real in the pod, though. What's crazy is I was on the phone with my cousin and my uncle and my pops, and I was talking about, like, going to see different family. Like, I'm passing through. I might call them. And then my pops was like, hide your valuables. And I was like, and my cousin repeated it. And I was like, they started running down a, story. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know.
Dang.
I'm not even hitting them. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just go ahead and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy.
I got an uncle. He stay hitting on the women, and it'd be bad, inappropriate. It'd be like, yo, my man. It could be his nephew's wife. Unc. Like, what is you doing, my G? Outside. Like, you just got no bounds.
Outside sometimes.
We was at a family reunion one time. I had to be like, Unc, that's your family. Yo, my mans. Like, I get y'all dancing, but bro, you try to grind. Like, yo, my mans. That is your niece, my G.
Tell me where to go.
What are you doing?
Tell me when to go.
Hey, man. Like, so you got to be careful. You know what I mean? I already know. I take one of my ladies there. I got to prepare her. Hey.
Some people don't have an off switch.
My uncle's going to flirt with you. just you know what I mean? Just smile. If you do anything inappropriate, just let me. I'll be watching, but just let me know. I'm gonna handle it. You know what I mean? But shout out to Unc. Yeah. And my family, they could drink, bro. I mean, you show them an empty alcohol bottle, they be like, that ain't empty. Like, bro, it's empty. So I'll be done. I was like, Unc, that's empty. There's nothing. They flip it upside down, get a lighter, and light the bottle, and then the alcohol will slide off of the sides of the bottle. And he was like, yo, you can get a cap full. I'm like, my man. It's like, yo, you got a problem, my G. Like, yo, what the hell going on? I don't know what's happening with that one. But, yo, that's crazy, bro. Hey, shout out to all family out there. It's about that time of year, you know what I mean? So we got to get them some love, straight up and down. We wish y'all the best. It's the holiday season.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, we're going to show y'all love just like y'all showing us love. And it's one of our favorite segments out here, man. Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is. Speak your peace. All right? It can come in so many forms, all right? You can hit us in the DMs at Peace King Pod. You know what I mean? You can hit us at the website, peacekingpod.com.
Yeah.
You could call in via IG or what have you, and we will tunnel in, and we will hear you on the episode.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? What am I missing some ways? You could be
Email,
a guest on the show. Oh, email.
DM. You could you could be in person.
In person.
We got so many options, man.
So
At this
many
point,
ways.
like, what more do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You want our opinion? We're gonna give it to you.
Tyrese, what more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? What more do you want from me at this point? We giving you all the options, fam. Like, just speak it, just pull up, man.
We're
With your
speak
question.
on his situation one of these episodes, by the way. Wow, that's a
Shout
wild
out to Black Top, man.
Yeah.
Man.
But the final way is in studio audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we got for y'all today. All right. So we got a good one. I'm excited for it. And you can turn your mic on. We're going to get to it. All right. So let the Peace Kingdom know just where you're from and your age.
Well, my name is Annabelle. I'm 40. I'm
Okay.
originally from
Well,
Santiago, República Dominicana, but Lawrence, Massachusetts, born and raised, and live in Richmond, Virginia currently.
A lot of information coming
That was-
very
that
fast.
was- that was
You know what I'm saying?
That was a lot.
You can
That-
find
she
me.
Rapid fire. I
That
was
was
like, what
rapid
the fuck
fire.
is going on?
All right,
man?
all
Like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
That was the first name. I think that's why I was thrown, but I like it. First name, you know what I mean? We keep it real. So we got Anna Beezy in the building in the 40s. 40s, right? Early 40s. What did you say?
40.
Sir, I'm
on
40.
The dot. Yeah, on the dot.
Well, excuse me for my tongue made slip.
I think that's the
You know
last
what
part I
mean?
heard. After that, I just went off the
Yeah,
rail.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I started malfunctioning. I didn't know what was going
Where
on.
you from?
República Dominicana, Santiago.
Come on, man. Like, yo.
Shout out to Santiago.
We in the game.
Listen, I flew into Santiago before. I will never do it again, but shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
Shout out
happened
to
was,
he was driving us through the back ways to Port Plata on the mountains. I'm like, fam, ain't no barricades on the side of this shit. Like, you driving too fast for me, fam. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Hey, yo, papi, slow down there, my guy.
papi chulo ahí, tranquilo.
It's getting crazy. You know what I mean?
Caught him out there, whatever. All right, so bet. We got one. We in here. Speak your piece. Yo, tell us what's on your mind, what you got for us, and let's see what we can discuss. Here.
Well, what's been on my mind lately is thinking back to past relationships. One of the things that I now believe and in my heart is a standard. One, if I am looking for a significant other, he has to be a man of God. But two, from my past experiences, I felt like the people who I was with were not real partners. And when it comes to partners, I think in friendship. And so when I think friendship, I think about spiritual support, supporting the career. Like if I like it, they love it. And so for me, looking back at my past experiences and long-term relationships, even currently going through something, one of the things that I say is you have to be my friend first. And a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't want to be in the friend zone or whatever it may be. But for me is you need to know who I am. You need to know what I love. Like I play basketball. I'm an artist. Like I'm a big lover. I'm a Leo. I'm loyal. Like you need to get to know me in and out. So I believe that in order to be in a relationship, Leo gang, hey,
You already know this.
in order to be in a relationship,
A lot
at
of
this
Leos,
point,
obviously a
Come
lot
on,
of
man.
Leos.
Hey,
built
we
up
had
family.
it in here. We got
it.
it.
Leo energy strong over here. All right, where we
We
at?
got strong line energy today. So I'm a true believer that at this point, like in order to be in my space, one, you have to follow God. And then two, like you got to be my friend. Like we got to be able to kick it. Like I watch football, I play basketball. Like you got to get to know me in and out. So what do you guys feel about starting us as friends first? Rather than, establishing like I'm interested in you, because I want that person to know me in and out before you're going to get into my soul, my heart, and my mind. Like you're not going to get the nookie unless you know everything else, period.
That's a new term for the Peace King Pod right now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting the nookie. You know what I mean? I ain't heard nookie in a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's been a while.
Well, that
know
comes
what I
with love too.
mean? Ain't nothing wrong with nookie. You know what I'm saying? Some people call it cookie. You ain't getting
HG over there looking perplexed. You okay there?
Nah, I wasn't ready for the inflection of your voice on the nookie part. Like that, I just wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? I had to get myself together a little bit. It's cool.
That's a fair one. I appreciate the question there. So starting off as friends, like what do you say to that? Like you know you're interested in the woman. She's like, yeah, we gonna be friends. Do you stick it out? What are your overall thoughts on that? So I guess the thing is, she's saying that if a man's interested, her staple is you start off as friends,
Right.
get to know her, like, and ain't no like the standard. You're taking her out, y'all go on dates and things like that.
I didn't say you couldn't go on dates. You can go on dates, but you're still a friend.
If we can't be lovers, we can't be friends. Who was that?
That's RL.
And who?
That's RL and Deborah Cox.
Oh, there you go. Talk about it. Look at that man on point. Look at it. Look at it. Talk. Listen, I'm
they
not
together
really.
before though, and they say they can't be friends. But that's the thing, like, because if the man is super into you,
I'm not mad at building a friendship first. It's just like you on the clock though. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, like shit, the math gotta start mathing, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like we shit gotta start making sense. Because from my personal experience, like I've been in a situation where it was like, you know what, I'm gonna approach this differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go with the flow. I'm not even gonna try to be physical. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give myself like a window, like 3 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it take 3 months to smack, whatever. Like, I'm not even counting. This is what it is. And that was one of the worst experiences of my life, man. So at the end of the day, like for me, that told me all it needed to tell me. Like that told me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
I don't have to operate under this no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever I feel makes me feel comfortable in the moment is how I'm gonna move. But again, I'm not knocking it. So I'm not mad at you feeling like you want to be friends first and build that first. I'm not mad at that. But as long as it's not like complete friend zone, then we cool. Like I feel like it's understandable.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Do you have any example on what could be considered friend zone versus y'all friends getting to know each other?
So friend zone is like no intimacy whatsoever, like no flirtatious vibes, no like it's not even really a date. Like y'all just hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just two homies catching up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's there's no chemistry there on an intimate level whatsoever. So I feel like that would be complete friend zone.
Yeah, I could see that. And that's why I went to the chump mentioned earlier.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I had mentioned something like that because I feel you like, yo, you on the clock there, but like especially if you're older, I think that situation may help for a younger man, definitely, right? If you're older and experienced, and you're used to, talking or dating or something, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's just different. So I would say, like what you like, don't apologize for it. If that's your standard and you feel that in your heart, that's what you want because your past experiences, they didn't work out. So you're like, I need this for my mental health. I need this to to let me know that we have something solid to build on. You got to shake your foundation. That building ain't going to grow. It's going to be a little shaky the whole time. But if that foundation is solid, you could build on that comfortably. So I could dig that, like, hey, I want me a solid partner. We start off as friends. I would offer to you, give that man some type of, like, no, like, let him know a little bit that, like, there's potential. It might get there. Because if he doesn't have any indication that it can go somewhere, he might skedaddle.
That's a fact.
But if he skedaddle again, that just might not be meant to be because you have your standard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say keep your standard, but if you want that dude, be open with the communication. Let him know you're interested a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who sung the song. Yeah, living dangerously. Because when you said that, as far as like he might skedaddle, but then that might not be. I feel like that's a thin line because like
It's a little shaky.
Yeah, I mean, even like the most solid dude, if he don't know what's going on, like he's susceptible to bounce. So it's like that. You can't fault him for that. So I feel like that's why the communication part is the major key. Like that part, if you open and honest about what's really going on, you allow him to make a decision. Right. And then if from that point, if he chooses not to stay, then I'm locking in 100% with what you said with, all right, it just wasn't, that's not for you. You filtering out. Like, right?
Well, you're going to know from the jump. Like, I'm going to say it from the jump. And not just that. I was thinking about it. Think about when you go through a breakup, when that person knows you, they're going to think about you as a friend first before anything. Like, you know what? This ain't working out. Love you as a friend. Like, we got to move forward, whether you're married, you know, engaged, whatever it may be. If you have that friendship first, you're going to look at that person as a friend. When you make decisions or when you do things, I feel like you're going to look at them like, that's my friend. I am not going to treat my friend like that. And that's where I say that that's the standard now, because you think a little bit different when you're like, oh, that was my friend first. Like, let me make sure I consider that person as my friend, just not like a romantic. Because even in a marriage, like you want partnership, but when you're there and you're thinking about making decisions, like you want your partner, your friends to be like, all right, we think this is best, or let's do it this way, whatever it may be. So that's where my mindset is coming from.
Yeah.
No, that's solid.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's solid.
So when you go, you see a person, you're like, whoa.
I want that one. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you approach the dude like, hey, I want to be your friend?
No, I don't think well, I have to say I don't really approach people. Like when I say that to say I'm a social butterfly, being a Leo. And so naturally I feel like it's easy for me to talk to people. So it's like it'll be like in conversation or in group settings or meeting people just through other friends, that type of stuff. So I don't think I've ever had an issue with like approaching a person, but I've never been a person to approach them. Not because I couldn't, but it's always been kind of like an organic feel. Like I always say I'm not doing internet dating. If I don't meet you in real life, then I don't know you. So I'm just like, I'm a traditional person when it comes to that. Like I need to see you. I need to get a feel for you. I need to, see how you treat others. Like, are you kind? Are you considerate? Are you, like how you act?
Right.
Mannerisms. Are you a gentleman?
Yeah, I could do that. Yo, I mean, that's super solid. I'll say this. My last point here would be try that out. See how it works out. And if over time, like, let's say it doesn't work out with this guy, and then that. Over time, you see there's a trend of this ain't working. Then adjust a little bit. Be like, hey, okay, maybe I need to adjust and let them know a little bit. You know what I mean? Or be as blunt and open with the communication as possible.
This is an adjustment from past experiences. So knowing what's happened in the past and now knowing where I'm at now, like, yep, you're going to be a friend.
Yeah, but this is new, though. You're going to be a friend first is new. Is what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying is over time, if you see that, dang, that ain't working, just adjust. Because you're coming at it from a woman's standpoint. We're coming at it from a men's standpoint where there's men right now in the friend zone for 6 years.
Which is wild.
And they still hoping and praying.
Crazy times.
They hoping and praying.
Listen.
Well, there's a difference between friend zone and then being a friend, like being a friend, learning about. So you're like in discovery,
in your brain,
and exploration. You're in discovery at this point. Just like a lawyer's in discovery and bringing up points. You're learning.
I got one thing.
You're going into delusion.
I got one thing to say. I got more than one thing to say, but I got one response to that.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, never let a little bow wow me. Listen, fam, I'm gonna tell you something. If you in the friend zone for 6 years, fam, it's a different kind of problem. It's not. Can't blame the woman at this point. Like, what are you doing, fam? Like, what? 6 years? Like, 1 year is crazy. Listen, fam. You know what I mean? Reevaluate your situation. Get your life together. Like, but that's a whole different conversation.
Tell her to call somebody else to rotate them ties.
It's a conversation worth having.
Don't do it no more.
We got to have that conversation because a lot of dudes need to hear some shit. Like, they need to hear it. Like, because you're bugging the fuck out. But at the same time, what I feel like is vital, what you were saying, and it reminded me, sometimes we can overcorrect. So you've been going through a certain thing for so long, coming out with the same results. So you feel like I need to try something different, which is not wrong. But sometimes we can take that too far. So with my example, like I said, when I waited and was waiting, that's a situation where I took it too far, I feel like, because throughout that process, I kind of got like notions that this might not be the vibe, but it was like, I need to try something different because this other shit wasn't working. So I need to sometimes let me step outside my comfort zone. Let me just, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on, like, and just stick to it. Looking back though, I can say I probably did a little too much. Like I went a little too far in other direction. So it's like we can correct, but not correct, but you know what I mean, too far out of, you know what I'm saying, your preference and comfort zone. Stepping outside your comfort zone is not a problem. But it's just that when you take it too far, you start to also disconnect from who you really are and kind of lose yourself along the way. And so I feel like, and listen, it's not easy. It's something that you got to figure out, trial and error. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to go through, bump your head a couple times and just fuck up until you get it right. But it's just something that I want you and everybody else to be mindful of when you are making corrections. Like sometimes who you really are and what you really feel and at your foundation and your core and what you rock with and don't rock with is the right thing. And sometimes this will be get fucked up because we be like, yo, there's no way that I could be with 3, 4, 5, whoever, how many different people and it go wrong and it not just all be me. But sometime it is you.
You're the
but
constant.
it's not you. Right. It is. But it's not
Those
you.
are the variables.
It's
You're
not
the
you
constant.
in a way
No,
that you
but-
think is you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not. It's you because you didn't do the necessary work to figure something out about yourself. Like, what are my non-negotiables? What do I really need? Like, not out here just winging it, but having a plan and knowing what I really need and what I want and approaching it from that manner. But not like who I am is wrong and fucked up and I need to completely change who I am. Like, so because that be the approach a lot of times, as opposed to just figuring out and making it solid. Like, nah, who I am is dope, but I need some tweaking, sure.
Yeah.
But let me just really figure out what I really want and apply it. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward and with a different plan of action. So hopefully y'all understand what I was saying when I was saying that. If not, leave it in the comments and DM. We will figure
Bars. I will say this: the new course may work swimmingly,
it out. It might.
and if
Facts.
it works out, please come back to the Peace King Pod.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
let
let
us
us
know
know. Let us know.
how that
Gotta
works
talk about
because
it.
you might be on to something new for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We in the game, coach. That's another Speak Your Peace. That was badly, and we appreciate it. Anna Beasy from Dominican Republic.
Santiago, República Dominicana.
It's a lot going on.
Just keep my words to myself.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
I want a little arroz con pollo all of a sudden. Where the habichuelas at, little
Shout
tostones. You know
out
what I'm
to the
saying?
DR,
Like,
man.
come on, man.
Shout
Same
out to the
thing. Brother want to break out in bachata or something like that. I don't know. But we in the game, coach, man. Hey, this has been another great episode. You know what
Another
time
one.
it is, man.
Another one.
Hey, man. Y'all make sure that y'all subscribe. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you like. The comments and the likes, they go far. You know what I mean? We need to get the subscriber game up, too. So if you thoroughly enjoy this episode of YouTube, then go ahead and share it with folks and tell them to subscribe, man. It means a lot to the Peace Kingdom. It means a lot to your boys. We all over the place, man. We on TikTok too. We don't actually plug the TikToks like that, but we coming up on the TikTok, man. Yeah. Make sure y'all follow. It's the same handle for your boy. Hey, I'm at Trell_Maurice on Instagram and on TikTok, man. Where we at?
Yeah, so
You said about that.
on Instagram it's at the Hungry HD. On TikTok, I believe it's at the Real Hungry HD. You gotta pardon me, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I don't really be feeling like doing all these accounts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here so I won't get fined, man. Shout out to Marshall, man. But nah, bro, we know we gotta do what we gotta do for the business and growing the platform. So
Indeed.
I do. By the time y'all get this, we'll have it figured out and typed out. But I believe it's at the Real Hungry HD. REAL, not like real like Instagram real, but real like genuine. Hungry
We
HD.
in there. We in there. Hey, man, appreciate y'all. Much love. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Trell Maurice
Hungry HD.
Come on, man. See y'all on the flip.
You are now tuned in to the Peace King podcast.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets to a happy and fulfilling life? Looking for a safe space to discuss health, wealth, and relationships? Well, look no further, because Live with Trell is here. Join the charismatic host, Trell, as he dives deep into topics that matter most, creating an atmosphere of love, understanding, and positive vibes only. Live with Trell is your go-to destination every Tuesday and Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming exclusively on Instagram Live at